What's up, Chiefs Kingdom? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy here, fired up and ready to dive into the red and gold madness. Can you believe it? The 2025 NFL season is in full swing, and the Kansas City Chiefs are once again charging toward history, gunning for that elusive three-peat after coming oh so close in Super Bowl LIX. Remember that heartbreaker in New Orleans? Patrick Mahomes, the gunslinger supreme, dropping dimes left and right, Travis Kelce bulldozing defenders like it was nothing, yet somehow, they fell just short to those pesky 49ers in overtime. But here's the bold statement that's got me hyped. This year, with Mahomes at the helm, leading not just on the field but in the locker room like the unbreakable captain he is, the Chiefs aren't just chasing another ring. They're built to snatch it, crush souls, and remind the league why Arrowhead is the loudest house in football. We're talking a defense that's evolving into a nightmare, an offense that's reloaded with speed demons, and a coaching staff that's basically wizardry and shoulder pads. Buckle up, because if the first 3 weeks are any indication, this dynasty is far from fading. It's just getting started. Stick around as we break down the latest buzz, fire off some hot takes, and predict if KC is playoff bound or if the doubters have a point. Let's roll. All right. Let's jump straight into the latest news roundup because, man, the headlines are flying faster than a Mahomes no-look pass. First off, huge shout-out to YouTube stepping up big time as the presenting sponsor for the Chiefs 2025 kickoff campaign. Yeah, you heard that right. The platform that's got us all glued to our screens for highlights, breakdowns, and those epic fan reactions is now officially in bed with Chiefs Kingdom. This partnership kicked off with the season opener, streaming the first ever NFL regular season game for free worldwide on YouTube, and it was pure magic. Picture this: the Chiefs touching down in Brazil for that historic clash against the Chargers under the lights, the energy electric even from halfway across the globe, and YouTube making it accessible to every fan from Kansas City to Copacabana. It's not just a sponsorship. It's a game changer, amplifying the hype with exclusive behind-the-scenes content, live Q&As, and fan-voted playlists to pump you up pre-game. As someone who's been screaming at my screen since the Reid era began, this feels like the perfect collab. YouTube's got the reach, we've got the roar. If you're not subscribed to the Chiefs' official channel yet, what are you waiting for? Those noise hype videos alone are worth the click, like that home opener sizzle reel with Mahomes, Kelce, and Chris Jones owning GHA Field at Arrowhead. Chiefs fans kicked off Red Friday traditions stronger than ever, tailgates spilling into the streets, and now with YouTube's boost, the global takeover is real. This isn't just marketing, it's fuel for the fire as KC eyes that next Lombardi. Shifting gears to the press conference circuit, because if there's one thing Andy Reid's squad does better than winning, it's dropping gems that make you believe in the impossible. Offensive coordinator Matt Nagy was straight fire in his September 1st media session, gushing about Patrick Mahomes in a way that had the whole room nodding like, "We know, but tell us more." Nagy called Mahomes a leader in every way possible, highlighting how he doesn't just sling the ball, he elevates the entire huddle, demanding excellence from rookies to vets alike. And get this, back in August, Nagy doubled down, saying Mahomes wants to be great more than anyone he's coached, pushing the offense to exploit those deep shots that terrorize secondaries. Imagine that. The guy's already a two-time Super Bowl MVP, but Nagy's out here reminding us why Mahomes is the heartbeat of this franchise. In his latest chat on September 18th, Nagy admitted the unit's close to clicking on all cylinders, tweaking schemes to get Hollywood Brown more involved in the vertical game. It's that kind of candor that builds trust. Nagy's not sugarcoating the early season hiccups, like those week 1 and 2 growing pains, but he's painting a picture of an attack that's about to explode. And let's not forget Mahomes himself in yesterday's presser, talking about adjusting on the fly. You have to be able to adjust and make things happen. Pure Mahomes, calm under chaos, ready to improvise. This offense isn't broken. It's just warming up, and Nagy's blueprint has me salivating for what's next. Now, on to the analyst takes, because you know the hot take machine never sleeps, especially when it comes to our boys in red. ESPN's Seth Walder dropped a bombshell simulation of the 2025 season, and get this, it has the Chiefs missing the playoffs entirely, alongside the Eagles in one of the biggest shocks of the sim. Walder's model crunched the numbers, factoring in schedule strength, injuries, and early trends, and projected KC finishing outside the wild card dance for the first time since, well, you don't want to remember. Another sim from Arrowhead Pride echoed the drama, with the Chiefs and Eagles both on the outside looking in, calling it the shocker of the 2025 campaign. Oof. And CBS Sports piled on with a panic meter post-week 2, questioning if Mahomes and crew can claw back into contention after that 0-2 start, 8 games against playoff teams left. Yikes. But hold up, Chiefs faithful. I'm calling BS on the doomsayers. The New York Times projection model still gives KC a solid 60.1% playoff shot, ranking 6th in the AFC, because let's face it, simulations are fun, but they don't account for Arrowhead magic or Mahomes' clutch gene. These takes are sparking debates everywhere, from X to sports bars, and honestly, it's the kind of noise that lights a fire under Reid's squad. Speaking of debates, the secondary's been the elephant in the room, with lingering questions that have analysts scratching their heads. Joshua Briscoe and Seth Keiser from Chiefs Digest broke it down on YouTube, pointing out how Steve Spagnuolo's unit still has vulnerabilities despite the talent. Guys like Trent McDuffie are lockdown artists. But depth issues and early picks apart. Shout out to Justin Herbert carving them up in week 1 have folks worried. The Ringer even dropped a piece on the slow erosion of the dynasty, noting how clean pockets let QBs feast on the back end. Arrowhead Pride's 4 big questions for 2025 list put it front and center. Can the secondary hold without constant tweaks, especially with nagging injuries? EU Sports echoed that, wondering if there's enough juice back there to match the front seven's chaos. It's real talk, losses like Jalen Watson's absence in camp expose cracks, but Spags is a schemer, and with guys like Chamari Connor stepping up, I see bounce-back potential. Wrapping this roundup with some preseason shine that's carrying over. Rookie defensive tackle Norman Lott, the second-round steal out of Tennessee, has been a beast, and the hype is justified. In preseason previews, he was already turning heads, with FOX Force Rob Collins sitting down for a Kansas City huddle chat where Norman Lott dished on his first 4 months, learning from Chris Jones, bulking up for the NFL grind, and that raw power that's got him rotating early. Fast forward to week 2, the kid notches his first career sack on Jalen Hurts, stuffing the Eagles' QB for a 4-yard loss and sending Arrowhead into frenzy. NFL.com highlights reel it as a game-changer, and YouTube breakdowns call him a beast in the middle, with that explosive first step disrupting everything. Media sessions post-draft had him previewing the season, all confidence. I'm here to contribute now. Chiefs.com's depth chart has him slotted as a rotational DT, but after that Hurts strip sack, he's earning snaps fast. This is the youth movement Reid loves. Norman Lott's not just depth, he's disruption. And with Rashee Rice rejoining workouts and lifting spirits, per the Kansas City Star, the D-line stacking wins before week 4 even hits. Hugh, that's the pulse on the news front. YouTube's global push, Nagy's Mahomes love fest, Sims trying to bury us, secondary scrutiny, and Norman Lott emerging as a rookie terror. But you know me, I can't stop at facts. Let's crank it up to analysis and predictions mode, because this is where we separate the believers from the bandwagon jumpers. Clock's ticking at about a minute in, but we're going deep here, folks. Grab your BBQ burner and a cold one, cause we're unpacking what this all means for the Chiefs' 2025 run. Start with the secondary saga, because if there's one spot that could make or break this defense's elite status, it's the back end. We've got stars like McDuffie, who's a Pro Bowl lock shadowing top receivers, and Snead's departure hasn't hurt as bad as feared with depth pieces like Christian Fulton stepping in. But those lingering questions, they're valid. Early season, we've seen QBs like Herbert sit back and pick. Clean pockets from an O-line that's been solid but not impenetrable let throws sail over the top. The Ringer nailed it. The erosion feels real when you're allowing chunk plays that snowball drives. Implications? Massive. Spagnuolo's blitz packages thrive on confusion, but if the secondary can't sticky coverage, it forces overcommitments up front, wearing down Chris Jones and George Karlaftis, who, by the way, was all optimism in his September 24th presser. We're just going to keep getting better. Hypothetical. Week 4 against the Ravens. Lamar Jackson's legs and arm could exploit any hesitation. If Fulton dealing with that nagging hammy, per Reid's update or Chamari Connor misstep, it's a shootout Mahomes has to bail out. But flip it. This pressure forges diamonds. Remember 2024? Secondary tweaks mid-season turned them into turnover machines. Prediction: by mid-October, with Norman Lott's interior push collapsing pockets that hurt sack wasn't a fluke, kids got 12 pressures already in limited snaps, QBs hold longer, secondaries read better, and KC leads the league in INTs. It's not a weakness. It's a wake-up call. Now, offense, oh boy, where Nagy's praise for Mahomes ties in beautifully. Hollywood Brown's addition was the offseason splash everyone needed after Rice's drama, and his impact? Already flickering. Speedy routes stretching fields, syncing with Mahomes' deep ball fetish that Nagy's scheming to unleash. Early inconsistencies? Blame the O-line gel, Creed Humphreys a rock, but left side questions linger, per Arrowhead Pride's must-answer list. Implications for the run game. More pressure on Isaiah Pacheco to grind, but with Brown drawing safeties, Kels feast underneath. Fan poll hypothetical. I ran a quick X poll this week. 78% say Brown's 1,000-yard season eases Mahomes' burden. Spot on. Despite Sims dooming us to no playoffs, why are the Chiefs still favorites in my book? History. That 60% playoff odds from NYT undervalues the schedule's back half softness and Reid's October magic. ESPN's full sim had surprises like the Texans rising, but KC's resilience, remember the 0-2 start last year turning into a SB run, says otherwise. Prediction: 12-5 record, divisional crown, and a deep playoff push. The secondary holds barely, Brown explodes for 1,200 yards and 10 TDs. Norman Lott sacks double digits, and Mahomes? MVP lock, leading a top 5 scoring attack. But the real juice, culture. Nagy's "we're close" vibe, that's code for inevitable dominance. Opponents smell blood post those sims, but that's when Chiefs Kingdom roars loudest, every game a playoff, every snap a statement. Diving deeper, let's talk roster ripple effects. Injuries like Xavier Worthy's tweak Reid says day to day, but monitor that speedster force creativity, more slot work for Rice once he's fully ramped, or Tyquan Thornton earning reps with his "I learn every day" mindset from yesterday's presser. Reid's calm in his Week 4 preview. It should be a good, tough football game against Baltimore, classic Andy, no panic. Implications for the AFC race? If the secondary gels, it neutralizes threats like Lamar, keeping KC ahead of the Bills and Texans in the sim wild cards. Hollywood Brown's health is key. Yahoo's questions hit on that juice factor. If he's 90%, the deep game unlocks. Mahomes posts 5,000 yards, and defenses fold. Hypothetical fan poll: will the secondary rank top 10 by season's end? I'd bet yes, with Spags adjustments. Think more nickel packages, leveraging Norman Lott's run stuffs to free DBs. And those sim misses? Fuel. CBS's panic meter ignores the 8 tough games as opportunities. Beating playoff foes builds resume, silences doubters. Long term, this adversity cements the youth core. Norman Lott's preseason hype turning Week 2 reality? That's draft gold, per Chiefs Digest breakdowns. Overall prediction: Chiefs not just make playoffs, host the AFC Championship again. The Sims are wrong because they forget one thing: heart. Mahomes doesn't lose when it counts. Reid adapts like a chameleon, and Kingdom believes. Even with the Sim shade, the Chiefs' favoritism holds because of intangibles. That YouTube-fueled global buzz translating to sold-out international vibes. Nagy's locker room sermons keeping egos in check. Secondary issues? Addressed by mid-season trades if needed. Newsweek whispers Chiefs eyeing a corner suitor. Brown's impact. Game changer, stretching fields for Kels's T1 dominance. Fan interaction hypothetical. If I pulled Brown over 1,000 yards? 85% yes, and I'd ride that wave. This team's built for the grind, turning questions into quests. All right, that's my deep dive. Secondary fortified, offense unlocked, Sims shattered. Now, let's hit that fan engagement segment, because you all are the real MVPs keeping this channel alive. Chiefs Kingdom, I need your takes in the comments. Fire 'em up. First big one. Do you think the Chiefs will make the playoffs in 2025? Or are those ESPN Sims onto something? Vote yes or no below and spill why. Is it Mahomes' magic, or do the secondary woes doom us? Second, Hollywood Brown, bust or boom? Will he hit 1,000 yards and change the game, or is he just a rental? Third, rookie shout out, Omar Norman Lott, future DPOY candidate or solid rotational guy? Drop your bold prediction and tag a friend who's sleeping on this dynasty. Last one for the road. Week 4 versus the Ravens. Who wins and what's the score? Lamar runs wild, or does Arrowhead swallow him whole? I'm saying Chiefs 27-24. Mahomes seals it late. Your turn. Let's get this comment section popping like a tailgate party. The best takes get shoutouts in the next vid, so don't hold back. This is our kingdom. Your voice matters. Hugh, what a ride. That's your NFL news update on the 2025 Chiefs. From YouTube's epic partnership to Nagy's Mahomes hype, sim scares, secondary spotlights, and Norman Lott's rookie rage. Key takeaways. The dynasty's resilient, the offense is simmering, and playoffs? Locked in my book. Teasing next time. Full Week 4 breakdown, Chiefs-Ravens keys to victory, plus injury deep dive. If you dug this, smash that like button. It tells the algorithm to feed more Chiefs fire to the masses. Subscribe if you're new to the fam, hit the bell for instant alerts on every update, and share this with your squad. Spread the red wave. Chiefs Kingdom forever. Stay hyped, stay faithful. Until next time, go get that W. Peace.
With Patrick Mahomes evolving into not just the league's top QB, but a locker room oracle demanding dynasty-level buy-in, this squad isn't chasing a three-peat. They're architecting an era that buries the Pats dynasty in the history books. We're talking a defense reloaded with rookie fire, an offense that's a vertical terror factory, and Andy Reid's wizardry turning Arrowhead into a black hole for opponents. 3 weeks in, and the vibes? Electric. From that historic Brazil opener to the grinded-out W over the Giants last night, KC's proving doubters wrong one snap at a time. Hang tight as we unpack the freshest scoops, sling some analysis hotter than a tailgate grill, and forecast if this kingdom conquers the playoffs or if the sim gods have their number. Let's charge, diving headfirst into the latest news roundup. Because if the first quarter of 2025 hasn't been a whirlwind, I don't know what is. Wins stacking, drama brewing, and partnerships popping off like fireworks over the plaza. Kicking it off with the elephant in the room. YouTube's blockbuster move as the presenting sponsor for the Chiefs' 2025 kickoff campaign. Announced right before Week 1, this 25-26 season-long tie-up turned the Brazil showdown against the Chargers into the first ever NFL regular season game streamed free worldwide on YouTube, pulling in millions from Kansas City to Rio. Imagine Mahomes sipping lasers under those floodlights, the crowd chanting Chiefs. In Portuguese accents, pure global domination, courtesy of the platform that's basically our second home for breakdowns and memes. It's more than ads. It's exclusive BTS drops, fan-voted hype reels, and live chats that had the kingdom roasting Chargers fans in real time. As a die-hard who's rewatched that noise home opener video a dozen times, Mahomes, Kels, Jones owning GHA like gladiators, this collab amps the energy to 11. Red Friday tailgates went viral, and now with YouTube's reach, every Chiefs roar echoes worldwide. If you're not tuned into the official channel for those unfiltered practice clips, fix that now. It's dynasty fuel. Pressing on to the podium gold. Offensive coordinator Matt Nagy's love letter to Patrick Mahomes in his September 1st presser had the media room erupting. He leads in every way possible. Nagy beamed, painting Mahomes as the ultimate huddle whisperer who drags rookies and vets alike toward excellence. Flash back to August 5th, and Nagy was already hyping Mahomes' insatiable drive. He wants to be great more than anyone he's coached, tweaking schemes to unleash those surgical deep balls that shred zones. Fast forward to his September 18th chat. Nagy admitted the offense is close to humming, spotlighting Hollywood Brown's vertical threats and run game tweaks to spare Mahomes those scrambles where he's leading rusher. Talk about accountability. And Mahomes? In yesterday's scrum, he dropped, "You have to adjust and make things happen." All Zen master cool. Nagy's not fluffing. This is blueprint talk for an attack that's evolving from grind to glory. As someone who's seen Mahomes turn pressers into poetry, this fires me up. The O-line's gelling, and Nagy's got the keys to unlock Armageddon. Now, the analyst cauldron's bubbling with shade. ESPN's Seth Walder unleashed a simulation that gut-punched Chiefs fans, projecting KC to miss the playoffs entirely in 2025, alongside the Eagles in a shocker that had X melting down. Walter's model chewed on schedules, injuries, and trends, spitting out no wild card love and a collapsed narrative that's got talking heads buzzing. Arrowhead Pride amplified it, calling the Chiefs-Eagles duel snub the campaign's biggest upset. While CBS ramped the panic post-Week 2 as 1-1 start, 8 playoff rematches looming. Ouch. But pump the brakes, Kingdom. The New York Times model counters with a 61% playoff probability, 6th in the AFC. Because algos can't quantify Arrowhead decibels or Mahomes' fourth-quarter sorcery. These sims are spicy debate fodder from podcast to pubs, but they ignore Reid's mid-season miracles. I'm yelling from rooftops. Overreaction City. Secondary scrutiny's the hot potato, with lingering questions that have pundits peering through microscopes. Joshua Briscoe and Seth Kieser on Chiefs Digest YouTube deep dive flagged vulnerabilities. Trent MC Duffy's a shutdown savant, but depth woes and week 1 carve-ups by Herbert expose gaps, clean pockets like QB's feast. The Ringer dubbed it a slow erosion of the dynasty. Arrowhead Pride's 4 big 2025 queries hammering if Spags unit has enough juice without constant rotations, especially with injuries nipping at heels like Jalen Watson's camp holdout. Yahoo echoed. Can the back end match the front seven's chaos, or is Fulton hammy tweaked, Parita band-aid? Real talk, early chunk yards sting. But Spags schemes chaos from thin air. Newsweek whispers Chiefs eyeing trade bait for corner help. A nemesis flip that could plug holes. It's chess, not checkers, and with Chamari Connor flashing, the rebounds brewing. Capping the roundup with rookie radiance. Defensive tackle Omar Norman Lott, the second-round gem from Tennessee, is morphing preseason hype into Week 2 wizardry. FOX Forest Rob Collins grilled him in a Kansas City huddle sit-down, where Norman Lott spilled on shadowing Chris Jones, packing on NFL beef, and that explosive burst earning rotational love. Boom, his first career sack on Jalen Hurts in Philly, a 4-yard stuff that flipped momentum and lit Arrowhead remotes ablaze. YouTube breakdowns hail him a beast in the middle, with 12 pressures and sparse snaps per NFL.com, and his minicamp quip, "It's my job, I'm excited," oozing confidence. Chiefs.com slots him as DT depth, but post Hurts? He's snapping up real estate, per SI Shine prediction alongside Pennell. Walter Football previews him as a pressure cooker at round 2 value. And with Rashee Rice ramping Kansas City star vibes high, the D-tackle duo's devouring lines. This youth infusion? Reid's secret sauce. Norman Lott's not filler. He's future. There it is, the news avalanche. YouTube's worldwide wave, Nagy's Mahomes manifesto, sim-induced heart attacks, secondary side eyes, and Norman Lott's sack spree. But we're not stopping at headlines. Strap in for analysis and predictions, where we dissect the dominoes and drop hypotheticals that'll have you yelling at your screen. We're clocking about 90 seconds here, but trust, it's packed tighter than a Kel's stiff arm. Kickoff on the secondary. Those questions aren't whispers, they're sirens. Vulnerabilities like depth droughts mean Spags blitz risk overexposure. Week 1's Herbert Clinic? A harbinger if pockets stay pristine, forcing Jones and Karlaftis to solo the rush while DBs chase ghosts. Implications scream defensive dominoes. If Fulton falters, Reid's Hemi watch is ongoing. It cascades more snaps for Connor. But fatigue invites breakdowns, bloating Mahomes' bailout requests. Hypothetical. Ravens Week 4, Lamar's scamper shreds hesitation. A secondary lapse turns a 10-point lead into OT roulette. But silver lining? Pressure forges steel. Echoing 2024's mid-year surge to turnover kings. Norman Lott's interior collapse that hurts thump? Fluke-free. With his quick step per Chiefs Digest shortens throws, freeing MC Duffy to feast. Prediction. Top 10 secondary by November. Spags nickel tweaks and a potential trade Newsweek suitor buzz yielding 20-plus INTs. It's not fragility. It's fuel. Offense flips the script, where Hollywood Browns the X-Factor Nagy's scripting stardom for. Post-Week 2, Mahomes prophesied Browns' big factor status, and Week 3's 42 yards on 4 grabs 18 YPC average per PFFT's the terror. Impact? Seismic. His burner speed yanks safeties, springing Kels underneath and Rice deep, easing Mahomes' hero ball toll. ESPN's Outlook. Healthy Brown post-2024 shoulder unlocks 2025's vertical boom. But nagging tweaks initial injury report flag test the depth. SI dubs him the W our Chiefs need. Projecting a feared attack if he clicks, Mahomes slings 5,000 yards, top 3 scoring. Fanpole hypo. My ex straw poll? 82% say Brown tops 1,000 yards. Easing the O-line's left side was Arrowhead Pride's query 2. Arrowhead addict warns. If he meshes, the unit's terrifying again. Pacheco grinds. Worthy Jets. No more red zone stalls. Why favorites despite Sim Doom? Intangibles, baby. ESPN's miss ignores the soft back half slate and reads October Alchemy, last year's 0-2 to SB. Deja vu. NYT's 60% odds undervalue culture. Nagy's close codeword signals sync. YouTube's buzz sells out roadies. Secondary gels via Norman Lott's disruptions Yahoo's rookie approach. Immediate pass rush pop. Neutralizing AFC threats like Stroud. Brown's health? Key, use week 3 update has him trending up. No disaster per addicts protection plan. Hypothetical. Poll, secondary top 10? Yes, 75% in my book. Spags scheming 15 forced fumbles. Sim panic? 8 toughies build bulletproof resumes. Per CBS. Longview. Youth cements. Norman Lott doubles sacks to 8. Brown 1, 200 by 10 TDs. Mahomes MVP. 12-5 lock. AFC crown. SB rematch win. Heart trumps code. Mahomes leads. Reid adapts. Kingdom believes. Deeper ripples. Injuries like Worthy's tweak force slot magic. Thornton's learn every day post week 3 glows. Per kicking dom. Syncing with Brown/Juju vets. Reid's week 4 calm. Tough football game versus Baltimore. Screams no panic mode. AFC implications. Fortified secondary neuters Lamar. Faults KC over Bills/Texans in wild card wars. Brown at 90%? Deep unlocks Kels's TE throne. Fan hypo. Brown 1000 plus? 88% yes, riding that wave to top 50 sim wrongs? They skip adversity alchemy. Chiefs digests rosterology eyes depth trades for DB juice. Overall. Playoff hosts. AFC champ rematch. Dynasty's dawn. That's the blueprint, secondary sharpened, Brown blasting, Sims smoked. Now, fan engagement time. Because your takes are the kingdom's lifeblood, let's flood those comments. Chiefs faithful, hit me. Do you buy the Chiefs making playoffs in 2025? Or is ESPN Sim a prophecy? Yes/no below, and why? Mahomes mojo or secondary sabotage? Next. Hollywood Brown, boom or bust? 1,000 yards and offensive apocalypse or injury ghost? Third, Norman Lott hype train, DPOY air or rotational rock? Bold stat guess. Tag a skeptic buddy. Finale. Ravens week 4, who you got score? I'm Chiefs 28-23, Mahomes dagger to Brown. Top comments shouted next vid, make 'em epic, like a tailgate roast. Your roar powers this. Sound off. Man, what an inferno. That's your 2025 Chiefs pulse. YouTube's global grip, Nagy's Mahomes ode, Sim shocks, secondary probes, Norman Lott's fury. Takeaways. Resilience reigns, offense awakens, playoffs penned. Next drop. Week 4 Ravens blueprint, injury autopsy. Loved it? Thunderlight, subscribe fresh blood, bell for alerts, share the siege. Chiefs kingdom eternal, hype high, faith fierce. Catch ya, W's await.